Help Me Mama?
Hey everybody, this is Emily for Help Me Mama, and today I'm going to be talking about free, absolutely free activities that you can do with your toddler. I have been asked, or I have seen on Facebook a couple of posts of what is there to do around town, or what can I do with my toddler or my kids that's really fun. And there are a ton of things that you can do for money, that you can hand your money over. And those are, a lot of them are really worth the money and well worth the time spent. But I just wanted to do one on free things to do because I am a cheapskate, and and also there's so much in this world that you can do for free. It's just ridiculous. So let me just highlight a couple of these. Maybe I'll do another one. This is specifically in place of, especially, I'm also thinking on a related note, for your toddlers, there's this question also of like, should you put your kids in like special activities like ballet and dance and gymnastics, or I don't even know if they have boy activities for toddlers. I don't know if boys like do that, if they have that. I haven't even heard of any. And my kids aren't in any. So I just wanted to sort of address this because I think that those things can be valuable and can be really fun, but I don't really think that they're necessary. And I think the focus for toddlers really needs to be with mom, at home. It's definitely a character development time. They are learning, the motor skills, the speaking skills, all these things. But I think the interpersonal skills, the family, the love skills, the character skills, those to me in toddlerhood are like high up on the totem pole. And you can do all that character training and the educational training in all these free activities. So I thought that would be a plus if I just noted that. So let's just go over them. Number one is a walk and a hike. And let me just say, if you have boys especially, walking or hiking is it is key to your day. During the week in the fall to springtime, if I don't take my boys on a walk and we're cooped up in the house, things do not go well. And it's not to say that they're terrible. A lot of days, if we don't go on a walk, things are still wonderful and great. But I noticed that with my boys, if we get out of the house for, I'm talking about like over an hour, if we go on an hour to 2 hour walk in the mornings, we can come home and it's peaceful. They are tired, but not too tired. They've gotten a lot of their energy out, and then they can focus on things like reading and character training and talking, looking at someone in the eye. All of those things are able to do because they're not like this. Okay, because that's all they are, right? They're little boys. They have a lot of energy. They need to use it. So I definitely suggest going on a walk. We have a walking path, and it's lovely, and there are rocks that they can jump on. There are just all these, it's really just a bike path. But there are rocks to jump off of. There are fences to look through. There are rocks, little pebbles to put in their pocket. There are sticks to find. It's a boy's paradise. And I would say any walk or hike, not on the street, but on a path that's away from the street, removed to the street, where your kids can run, that is a worthwhile activity because it gets all of their motor skills, big and small, little fingers picking up rocks, putting them in pockets. All of those little stopping points are good things to do. Now, you might get frustrating in the beginning because you realize your 1.5-year-old, 2-year-old, all they want to do is pick up rocks. But that's a good thing to do, and cherish those things. As my mom says, little boys should always have a couple of rocks in their pockets. So take that time on your hike. I've talked about walks before. You can watch my other videos on that. Just amazing, wonderful. Do it, okay? And it's free. The next one is the library or read to them. I think that it's another wonderful thing to get yourself a library card, teach responsibility. These are not our books when we check them out from the library. We need to take them back. Teach respect for other people's things using a library card, even to toddlers. And then have one day a week that you go to the library And then have a library time where you read your library books every day, and that sort of becomes your mandatory reading time. For us, our reading time is often in the afternoons after they're tired out from a walk, or first thing in the morning when they're still all sweet and snuggly. We do a lot of reading at that time too. So library and reading, free. They also have lots of activities. Our library is just wonderful and amazing. I would find a library in your area that does kinder music, story time, all those things. We don't always go to those things, but when we do, they're great. But my kids also just love to sit in the library. They have like little kids' toys in the kids section. They love to just play and then find books and bring them to me, and we'll just sit in the kids area for like a half hour, read, and then walk home. And it's wonderful. And it's free, and there's almost always other kids there to play and read with, and so it's great. The next one is a play date. I think play dates are really important. And I think even if you're going to put your kids in preschool, play dates are something that you want to use to your advantage, because whether or not you're going to put your kid in preschool, you want to be observant and instructive on their social interaction with other kids. So if you have a play date, now sometimes I often think of play date as like, time for me to chat with my mom friends. And while that can be true, and it is true, I mean, girl, you need that time. You also, it's an opportunity to be aware of how your kid plays with other kids, and for you to be really self-reflective and honest and, look at how you're doing. Because if you're going to put your kid in preschool, you want to know how they're going to react when other kids hurt them. Are your kids going to hurt other kids? How are we going to deal with these situations? Are we going to play nicely? How can we move forward in this? And it can be a very instructive time as a parent to see, what do we need to improve on, And so I think as far as character training, play dates can be really great. And because also it's first of all, you're there, but also it's with a limited amount of kids where their parents are there too, where you can sort of see how the social interactions are going, okay? There are many worlds made in preschool. You want to know what kind of actor your child is in that sort of situation before they might go to preschool. And if you're not going to preschool, like, this is their social interaction, you want to be in charge of helping them to have social interaction that is positive. So play dates are great and free, and chat time for mom, which is always wonderful. The next one is preschool games and learning at home. I've done a couple of videos on this, and totally free or cheap stuff that you can do, printing worksheets off at home, playing games with Legos, and not just saying go play with Legos, but saying let's count with Legos, let's sort colors with Legos, let's make a shape with Legos, or whatever their choice toy is, so definitely games. I should talk about some games that we've been playing, but games and learning, ABCs. You can do a school time. If you're someone who wants an activity to fill a time slot, fill it with a preschool at home, fill it with a play date or a once a week library trip or something like that. If you want an activity, let one of these things be a filler for you. And then the last one, I think, is something that I want to start doing more. And it's hard, everybody has an excuse, and mine is, I have 3 kids under 4 right now. But this is something that I want to do in my life. So in any case, acts of kindness as far as cooking for a neighbor, cooking for a new baby, cooking for somebody who's sick, or making a little toddler art project for someone who might appreciate that sort of thing. Another thing you could do is do like a special grocery trip where somebody did this for us. This is something that I want to do for other people. Somebody we knew dropped off all the home essentials for us one time, like toilet paper, paper towels, all the things, cleaning products, all the things you don't really want to buy, but you have to buy. They dropped like just a bucket load of stuff at our house one time. We opened the door and it was like, we have no idea. I don't think we ever found out who this person was, but they just gifted us all this sort of stuff. And that can be really fun to do with your toddler and to show how doing these sweet and kind and wonderful things are good for you, but also good for other people, to show love to them. And all of that ties in with the character training that you want to instill in your children at a young age. So these are all free and fun and exciting things that you can do with your toddler for free. Ain't gonna cost you a single dime, girl. So I hope that this was helpful to you, and you know, it's all about attitude. You make of these things what you will. If you consider it a toddler learning activity, you will make it a toddler learning activity, and it will be beneficial and wonderful for you and your family. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it, and you can comment below if you have ideas or any suggestions or whatever you'd like.
Help me, Mama!